Hello, and welcome to Design Space Friday with Shirley Ross, a Close to My Heart consultant. Today I want to share with you my version of one of the Complete Creativity collection layouts. That is the new Close to My Heart collection. And so this is what it's going to look like, and I'm going to share with you how I changed it up. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to a new canvas, and then we're going to click on Images, Cartridges, and then we're going to look for the Complete Creativity collection and select that. Again, this is the Close to My Heart newest collection. The only way to purchase it is through Close to My Heart Consultants affiliate link. That you can find mine on my website. And this is the layout I'm going to play with, so I'm going to insert that. This may take a few minutes to show you all the different things that I did to make it easier for my croppers. This is a layout that I share with my crop ladies on our monthly crop. I always give them a kit to put together, and I love to use the new the collections by Close to My Heart. So first thing you can see is it does not have the gray behind it like mine had and like you saw in the collection. So the first thing I want to do to make it easier for you to see is to put those behind it. So I'm going to select the shape. I'm going to make it a 12-inch square. I'm going to change the color to a light gray. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to slide this one behind this one and that one behind this one. It's just going to make it easier for you. Now I'm going to arrange them to the back. If you've never played with the range, that's a quick way to move images around. So there's a lot of steps in this. So the first thing I wanted to do, excuse me, is I wanted to take out the white veins from the white leaves, just because I didn't want to have to my girls to have to paper piece all of these pieces. So I'm going to ungroup so we can play with individual pieces. So I'll take a moment for it to come back. And I will tell you periodically throughout the process, I will do a save, and that will make some things go faster, because the larger the file is and the more keystrokes you do, the slower it gets. Now I'm going to use the layer section, and I'm going to use my shift key and select the second leaf, part of that leaf, and I'm going to slice it. And all that is doing is slicing the veins out of the center. So now you see the gray behind it, which I think was kind of a little bit more interesting look than it had before. So then I'm going to come back. I'm going to click on this one. Sorry, not the title, but that one. And then I'm going to shift and select the vein and slice that vein out. And I'm going to delete that and that. So, okay, so that makes that easier. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and come over here and do the same thing on this side. Now, this is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to have to change some of the direction, because you no longer see the veins. So I'm going to arrange this all the way to the back and then bring it forward once, and then that would just put it back to where I need. Now you see these two veins are together. They are considered one image. So that gives me just the two images. It does make it a little bit faster in slicing because I slice two at the same time. All right. Make sure I got them all. I did. So now we're going to, again, arrange it to the back and bring it forward once. And almost done. Only have two more veins. But I just thought it'd be easier if we did them, the white ones, all at the same time, so it can go faster, a little bit faster. And I like to do the slice because I like to see what the layout's going to look like. If you just did the attach, which you could do, is just attach all of those, and they would cut out. It would pretty much, oh, sorry, send to the back, and I was talking and trying to do things, move it forward one. All right. But it would show white, and that would not let me know if that's what I wanted, the gray showing through, because, I could have created a second. I could have created a second one of these long images and then had it be behind it with that contoured out so you could see the white through it. But I really do like the gray showing through. So now that one is done and that's done. So the next thing I want to work on is the orange behind here. And if you see when I move it, those are just little pieces. And again, I really don't want to have to paper piece with small pieces. So what I'm going to do first is delete that orange piece. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. And I'm going to bring in a shape, because what I want to do is slice off this piece that's part of the title, because first of all, I'm not going to use that size photo. I'm going to make it larger because I would like a 4x6. I'm going to unlock that. So what I'll do, as you'll see, I will copy these two and bring them over here once I'm completed. So I'm going to select that whole thing. I'm going to slice that off. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete this piece. Yes, I could probably just size it if I wanted to, but I think it's easier just to copy from the other side when it comes time for that. So I'm just going to delete both of those. All right, and then I can bring this back up here. All right, now this, before I do the orange part, I'm going to move this up so it touches the leaves, these two white leaves, and I'm going to go ahead and select them. And I'm going to weld them before I do anything else. So now those are part of the title. And then I'm going to duplicate the title. I'm going to turn it orange, and I'm using our yellow, this same color that's here. And then I'm going to use the contour, because what I want is I want these to not cut out. So I will click on the parts that I don't want to cut out, that I want the yellow, oh, hit the wrong one. Got it. Do it from over here. There we go. I don't want those to cut out, and you'll see in a moment why not. So when I close it, and then I'm going to send it back. And yes, I probably could have duplicated it without the leaves, but I wanted to have a little bit behind the leaves. We're going to just move it back. There you go. And so you get the same look, but you're actually paper piecing two larger pieces together. And I just think that's easier to work with. So the next thing I want to do is we have these little butterflies. And this is the yellow one. So I'm going to hold the shift key and get that one. And I'm going to group them. And the reason I'm doing this now is so that I can, sorry, I didn't get the butterfly. There we go. As if I want to, I'm going to do them now. So if I want to move them, or if I want to size them, then I have them grouped, and I don't have to group them later. So that's good. Those are all done. Now this is also done. So if I wanted to come down here, I find out where those leaves start right here. So if I wanted to select these leaves on this side, I think that's all the leaves. Then I want to find, this is it. Yep, and I can group that. So then now when that moves, it moves together. And when I duplicate it to move it to the other side, it's ready. So again, sometimes you just want to do some of this grouping. This is kind of what you might call some of your maintenance. And then the blue, grab it that way and group. And that way, when I get ready to play with those and move them over here, they're ready. Okay, so before I group the leaves and the title together, what I want to do now is to share with you an easy way. Each of these veins is cut out and then has to be paper pieced on top, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is come over here. First thing I'll do is select the bottom part of the leaf and duplicate it. And then I'm going to come back down. And again, select that leaf and the base, and then I'm going to slice it. And while the top is a dark color, the veins were light. So the second one that I created, I will make it a light color. And since it's part of the color scheme, you can see that it's already there. So we've done that. So now what I'm going to do is select that leaf and that leaf. And I'm going to center them. It just makes it easier. And then I'm going to group them. And now it's 2 large leaves that are going to cut out. And then you'll just do the same thing. And to keep me from catching the title every time, I'm just going to try to do it from over here. And you can see the direction that the leaves are in. They can kind of help you with picking the 2 that you need. So that is the right one. We're going to duplicate it first. Remember, it always takes you back to the top. And then we're going to do it again. And we're going to slice. And delete. And delete. Now we're going to take the smaller back one. I'm sorry, not smaller. The darker one, we're going to make it a light again. And then we're going to hold the shift key and select that one, align it, and center, and group. And I know this is this is not the fun part. And what I'm going to do right now is, if you want, this is the time to go ahead and click and hit save, give it a title, and that way you know that you're not going to lose anything if something happens, but you can, it kind of helps with the amount of keystrokes that you have. So let's see if those are the same too. So the first thing is we'll click on that one, duplicate it. Remember, it always takes it to the top. So then you have to slide back down to find it again, in this one and this one. And we're going to slice and then bring it to the front. So it makes it easier to delete out the inside. And then we'll take this back one. And again, we're going to make it a light color. And select this other leaf. And align, center, and group. Okay, you kind of got the idea of what I'm going for here. So the next thing I'm going to do is click on this large piece here, and I'm going to hide it for a moment. And I'm going to move that butterfly over here. I think that should be good. What I want to do, I'm not going to do all of them right now because it would take forever, and you kind of have the gist. I just want to make sure that that butterfly is not been selected. It has not. Now what I want to do is I want to size it, and I want to make it large, but not as large as it was. And I think that's good. So then we'll come down here and turn that back on. Yeah, I like that size better. Let's hide it again so I can select and group. So I'm going to go ahead and group that. So it will now move in size together all the time. Give it a moment to come up. We'll move it over, and then let's unhide. And remember, you're not going to be cutting out these gray pieces anyway. They are just for a kind of like a template. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to try something. This one. We're going to duplicate both of those. All right. And I want to just bring that one over first. And what I'm going to do, because I want it to go in the opposite direction, I'm going to flip it horizontally so that the tear looks on that side. Put it up here and bring this one. We'll go ahead and flip it like that. And then this time I'm going to curve it a little. Maybe not quite that much. I think I'll make that just a little bit smaller. Move it over just a little more. All right, let's bring that to the front. That looks good. Okay, now what we're going to do is to take this and we're going to duplicate it. And we're going to flip it horizontally. And we're going to put it over here. Now, the one thing I should have done before I did this, and I didn't, but I will do it now, is as you noticed, it is actually over 12 inches, and you know that's not going to cut out. So why don't we first find out what happens if we put it at 11.5 on the height. Okay, it makes it 3.8. That's not too bad. If you wanted to unlock the proportional, you could, let's make it 3.75. Because, you know, I like those even numbers. Now I could turn around and do the same thing here. So just change it to 3.75, or I could have done this before I duplicated it, moved it. So just remember, you might want to check those things out before. And then if I want to, I can just move all that over some. And because it's grouped, it all moves together, which is nice. All right. We'll bring this one to the front first. Oop, I deleted that, didn't mean to. It's so easy to hit those little red circles when you have something selected. So I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to arrange it to the front. Then I'm going to click on this one and arrange it to the front. Always send to the front the first thing and the last one. So there you go. That is how I created or changed up this layout to be a little bit different. I'm going to arrange this butterfly. I'm going to put this butterfly right up here. I'll take this butterfly and put him, let's arrange him to the front. I'm just doing some decorative things here. Let's see, I want to catch the butterfly. So we need to find where he's at. There he is. Grab the group, arrange him to the front, and then bring it over here and put it down here. So there you go. That is how you do it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time on the Design Space Friday. This is Shirley Ross, a Close to My Heart consultant.